Hi guys.
We haven't chosen our name yet.
Say your name. Your
Exploring Nollywood, man. This is Mimi, but let's be honest, just call me Marianne.
Wow. Yeah. So my name's Yinka, and my middle name is Maria, and my official name is Nollywood Maria. So you guys can call me Nollywood Maria.
Yeah, but I'm going to call her Yinka. Sha.
Wow.
Our podcast is called Exploring Nollywood because we love Nollywood.
Obviously, we are exploring Nollywood. Yeah.
So the first thing I've written is, let's talk about our Nollywood love story. Love with Nollywood. Yeah. Who should go first? Because we have a story in common. So let me go first, and then we'll talk about our high school days.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my grandmother really loved Nollywood. At that time, when we were growing up, it was just like it was as easy as watching a Hollywood film. You just watch a Nollywood film.
It was easily accessible.
Accessible, of course, because they sell it everywhere.
It's true. Oh, video clubs.
Yeah,
video clubs.
Okay, yeah. I'm not that posh.
Okay, but
we have video clubs.
I
used to buy my bango from the roadside.
Oh wow, we had video clubs growing up, but yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I didn't really take Nollywood as a big deal until I came here from Nigeria. I moved to Britain, to the UK, at 14. It was until here that I met Yinka, and then we discovered our love for Nollywood.
Growing up, I've always loved Nollywood. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just, with me, I'm a very creative person, in the sense that I like to watch other creatives do things that are creative. And for me, Nollywood was that, because in as much as we didn't have much exposure at the time, the industry didn't have much exposure at the time, with the little they had, they were still able to make amazing films. Right. And obviously, I'm from a Christian family, so I grew up watching Mount Zion.
Yeah!
Karashika! It was Karashika Mount Zion. No, what's that one?
No, I'm very sure Karashika is Mount Zion. No,
Karashika is English. Mount Zion is, oh my god, I can't remember what it is, but that will come back to me. But I grew up watching Mount Zion films, and obviously Yoruba films, and my god, who remembers Diamond Ring?
Yeah, oh, my baby,
Teji Babyface. Yeah, everyone had a crush on Teji Babyface. But yeah, so I grew up watching films like that, and mainly in my household, we watched mainly Yoruba films, and a bit of English films and stuff, and series. We watched a lot of series.
Oh, the series, like...
Remember Super Story?
It's a super story of good food and houses, where the fish drowns or even die of thirst.
This Toyin Tomato.
Yeah, mine was Alero, because my name
Toyin
is
Tomato, Suara. All those like Yoruba
So I forgot. Yeah, there were things
Papa
like
Jasco.
And company
Manufactured by Wale Adenuga Production. Come on, Nigeria number one.
And then wife number 1 is confession.
Wife number 2 is commotion. Wife number 3 is confession. Fuji House of
Whatever. But is that is part of Nollywood?
So that is part of Nollywood, but that's like on the series part.
That's the series. We'll talk about
Nollywood.
Series.
So, but for films, I watched quite a few films. I remember watching Sharon Stone with Genevieve Nnaji.
I've never watched that.
Have you not? I remember watching Sharon Stone.
It was too adult for my innocent eyes.
I watched everything. There was Askia, but I remember watching Regina Askia, Highway to the Grave.
Highway to Hell.
Is it Highway to Hell? Highway to the Grave.
Somewhere.
It was Highway to something. But yeah, I watched all of them growing out.
Yeah.
Shan George.
Yeah.
Shan George, Rita Dominic. So it is where RMD, and Stella Damascus. But Stella was amazing. Ramsey Noah, the Love Doctor, you know. But yeah, so I grew up watching all of that. Okay, so guys, let me just give you a brief insight as to how we first met. So obviously, Marianne came to my school, and being like a black African Nigerian girl, they thought, okay, there's another Nigerian girl coming. We're going to get Yinka to go and meet her and show her around the school. But I went and picked her up, and then I thought, okay, Nigerian girl, okay. She seems okay, but she seems like a bitch.
Okay, so when we now came to this country, we're from Nigeria, I think we were like we were the only two Nigerians in our year.
We were the only
that
two
point.
true Africans.
True Africans in
True
the entire school, to be
Africans in
honest.
the entire school.
So, like,
true to ourselves.
and we were African.
Oh, trust
we were
me.
speaking pidgin English in the hallways.
Like, there was one time
we were singing Nigerian songs
in the hallways.
In Igbo, Yoruba, in the hallways.
Yeah.
You can't come to us like that, man.
Right.
We were ready. We were Nigerian. We were legit eating Nigerian food.
in school
Bringing
at lunch.
it to lunch.
Yup, at lunch in
And
front of everyone.
In
I
front of
remember
we didn't care, man.
we didn't care.
We
We
didn't
really
give a
didn't
damn.
care. But that's what made us true to ourselves. Because
Yeah.
I feel like most people, when they come to this country, when they're quite young, like
Yeah,
the age that we
Yeah.
came, when they're quite young, because they want to try and fit in, they forget that they're
Yeah.
African.
And
that's
then
just what-
telling stories about Africa that went through as well.
Yes,
That
that used to annoy me, and we got bullied strongly.
At this point, like we'll come to school early,
Yeah.
we go to ICT room, and then we watch. Shout out to Bunny Bunny, man.
Right?
Shout out to Bunny Bunny.
Right?
Bunny
That
is
was
the
our
best.
jam.
This was before YouTube.
This was before
got into
YouTube,
Nollywood.
before Iroko TV. No,
Shout
what
out
was
to
Iroko
Bunny
TV
Bunny.
called? Iroko TV was called
No,
Love.
Iroko TV hadn't come out by then.
No. But after when Iroko TV
Yeah,
came out on
Iroko-
YouTube, it was
it
called
was
Love
called-
something.
Oh, I
Nollywood
remember.
Love.
Nollywood Love.
Nollywood
Yeah,
Love.
but I
something.
remember
Yeah.
that they started. But Bunny Bunny,
Bunny Bunny was our jam. I
Oh
wonder
my
where Bunny
God.
Bunny is right now.
not very great.
Oh wow!
You know,
Ooh, we
search it
probably
up.
shouldn't say
Hold on,
that.
hold on.
Set it up. Yeah, but Bunny Bunny was what we used to.
We would just be part 1, part 2, part 3.
Part 3. That was what we used to jam on.
And then we would talk
actually,
about
no,
it and-
YouTube was around, but the problem with YouTube was you could only post
10
10
minutes.
You could only post
For you to
10
watch
minutes.
one film,
Yeah.
you would watch like
10
20
minutes.
videos.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But Bunny
with
Bunny used to
Bunny
do
Bunny,
one part.
Yes, that's true. So that's why we
But
we
do
love
you think,
Bunny.
I think, right, that us, the act of watching Nollywood movies, right, we were able to, first of all, stay true to our culture. I think
Yeah.
that's why we actually really started
I don't think
to
so.
love Nollywood.
No, I don't think so. I think the reason why we were able to stay true to our culture is because we had each other.
That's also true. That's
Because obviously before Marianne came to my school, I was the only African in that school. And I can tell you guys plain clear, I suffered. Capital letter S, I suffered. But I just thought, you know what, I don't care. I don't care who you think I am. I am African and I am proud. If you don't like it, go
Imagine
and
if
hop
I hadn't been
transformer.
as ras as I was.
So Nollywood is, but I'm going to explain what Nollywood is in depth. So Nollywood was an umbrella name for films that were made in African countries.
Yeah.
And obviously in Africa we have so many beautiful countries. You have Ghana, you have Togo, you have Cameroon, you have all those other
Ghana,
countries. Yeah, all those other countries that have their own media production. But because they were not well known as Nollywood was, so obviously everyone became under
But then we
Nollywood.
produced a lot more films than they did.
We
Our
do.
industry was bigger,
Yeah.
obviously, because we were plenty.
Yeah, but there was
plenty.
a time where there was a lot of things going on in the industry where they were banning a lot of people, and that was in Ghana, where
Yes,
a lot of
that's
Ghana
where
artists.
you know what. Save that for another video.
That's true.
But basically, Nollywood is Nigerian Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't actually.
We're
I
so
don't like.
original,
I
aren't
don't like Nollywood being referred to as Nigerian Hollywood
No.
because I feel like we are completely different.
Yeah.
In the sense that Nollywood films are really high budgets and whatnot, but you can get an African film or specifically a Nigerian film that is done on low budgets with amazing storyline and comes out better.
That's true. We
than
also
a
produce.
Nollywood film.
Yeah, this is true. We produce a lot more.
We produce 100 times more.
A lot more. And like, we produce a lot more. We film a lot shorter
Yeah.
because Hollywood movies or Bollywood movies
Take half a year
In fact,
to
let's
film.
stop comparing Hollywood and Nollywood.
No.
Let's compare Nollywood and Bollywood.
Okay.
Because there are some similarities. I don't want to use the phrase third world countries.
No.
But it's not from the West, number one. There are lots of movies are being produced by each. We've actually surpassed them.
That's true, because a couple of years ago, the second largest movie production country or movie production name was Bollywood.
Yeah.
But over the past 2-3 years, we've overpassed
Yeah,
that.
so
and
no,
we're
so
now
it
the
was
second.
It was Bollywood first.
No, it wasn't Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, because with Hollywood, there's a lot of films that come out, but they don't come out. They're not big. They're not part of the big
Yeah,
six.
it's like indie.
Yeah,
indie
and
type
what I mean
things.
by the big six, I mean obviously Sony, Warner Brothers, Capitol, Disney, all of that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I mean by the big six. So, but we've obviously with Indian films, a lot of films come out, and India, I feel like Bollywood, I feel like they have the same problem as what. No, it's not a problem. Depends on how you look at it, because in Nigeria, anybody can be a filmmaker.
Yes, and that's a thing that you don't find either in Hollywood or in Bollywood.
Exactly. It does happen in Bollywood, but it's not as much.
It's not as much.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can wake up and say, I'm going to do a film. And they can do it.
Yeah.
And they can literally produce, like, something that you can recognize as a film with recognizable actors, with recognizable storylines. And it will be a film. And I feel like that is not something that you can find either in Hollywood or Bollywood.
That is obviously a lot of our films are unregulated. So for example, this is going into a bit more details about how films are regulated. There's something called the British film industry. That's for the UK. And the British film industry, what they do is they regulate films. So there's a certain number of films that can come out a year.
Really? So
yeah. Now going back to the American part of it, to the Hollywood part of it, from the big six, like obviously like Warner Brothers and stuff, they are limited to making one good film a year.
Really?
Yes. So they make one big film a year,
but then they throw all
everything
their money,
at it.
everything
Exactly.
at it.
That one film that they make a year, obviously by one studio makes one film and so on and so forth. That one, well, this was information back from a good couple of years ago. It could have changed by now, so don't quote me on it. But what I'm trying to say is, they make one film. It takes a good 6 months, 9 months to produce and to shoot that film.
9 months to a year. They take so long. What
Yeah,
are they doing?
it takes, because what they do is they do a lot of precision. They take their time. Like most of the films you see on TV or most of the films you see in cinema, I can guarantee you that you sat there and watched an hour worth of something that has a good 3 hours worth. But they've cut it and crammed it down into an hour.
But I feel like you can watch some Nollywood films that are on par with Hollywood movies,
Yeah.
but have taken less than half the time, less than half the budget, less than half the technique.
Better storyline.
Yeah, so what am I trying to say?
The one thing that
Hollywood
I do
be better.
I do understand where Marianne is coming from, but what I do know is in terms of Hollywood and why they take so long to film, you're forgetting that they film with, let's say you're filming with A-listers, for example.
That's true.
If you're filming with A-listers, they've got busy schedules, so you have to sort of work around your stars. But with Nollywood, I know obviously it does happen for the A-listers in Nollywood, but no offense to Abba filmmakers, but if you put an audition saying I'm looking for an actress in Abba,
you're going to 550.
I'm telling you,
50.
Everybody will show up.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they tell you, oh, sorry, Mr. Producer, I am not available, you
They
will go and
replace
get
you.
someone else.
That's a good
So
point.
that has an impact on the filming time. And also, one thing I know about Nigeria is, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, I don't mean to sound rude. I'm a filmmaker myself, so I understand this. They don't want to wait on the quality. They just want to get their film out there. They feel like the more films they get out there for them, the better it is.
But I feel on average, the quality isn't that bad. As bad.
No, that's another thing that really, really gets on my nerves. Guys, sorry, it's about to get real right now.
Oh, wow.
It's about to get real. I just changed my sitting position for real. Okay, so nowadays, I feel like most of this, should I say most of our age mates or most of the people younger than us, they don't appreciate
Nollywood.
They don't appreciate Nollywood.
No!
They do not.
I agree!
They do not appreciate.
They don't.
do not appreciate what these actors. So I'm going to give a couple of names. So they don't appreciate what people like RMD has done.
Exactly.
What people like Stella has done.
They don't give them the accolades.
Thank you. What people like Mama G has done. Is it Pet Edochie?
I feel like, first of all, Mama G, she's not rated enough.
She's definitely
so
not
underrated.
rated enough.
She's like, I guess she gets a lot of respect, but she needs more.
Rachel Uniga,
Yes.
Shola
Thank
Sobowale.
you.
I can keep their names coming.
Yeah.
They are not.
All these veterans are not
Should I go
respected
to
enough.
Kanayo or Kanayo?
Of course. Kanayo, one of the very first films, Kanayo was in it.
Yes.
Like,
There's so many veterans that I could
Yeah.
keep calling. Sam Loco, God bless his soul.
May he
There's
rest in
so
peace.
many people that I can keep calling that made my childhood what it
Yeah.
was.
And at that time they used to. I listened to this BBC like they did this BBC mini article on Kanayo, and like one of the first Nollywood movies, right? And like just listening to like what they went through, but they still delivered. Like what they went through, no food at that time. What was actors' rights or
It's
anything?
true.
At that time, they would work your soul out, and what they went through. I don't feel like they are given enough respect.
They're really not.
I believe. You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think that all these award shows should be given a
Lifetime achievements.
Yes.
Lifetime contribution.
Lifetime contribution awards.
Exactly. People like Zach Oji.
Of course.
There was no film that you would have watched growing up back then that Zach Oji wasn't involved.
Of course, you forgot Peter Edochie.
Peter Doce.
Peter Edochie and what's that Chinua Achebe thing? Things Fall Apart. TV show. Luke Silver and
Olu Jacob.
like
Yes, Marianne. Olu Jacobs was originally, don't quote me on this, but Olu Jacob was originally one of the first Nollywood actor.
Yeah.
He
was trained there,
transitioned. He transitioned from stage to acting.
Oh, there's another part of Nollywood you don't talk about. Stage.
Yeah.
We don't talk about stage productions.
All we know, if someone talks to you, especially young people, if someone mentions stage to you, all you think about is fella. All you think about is shrine.
Yeah.
That's all you think about.
You don't think about stage productions.
No.
Like people were out there busting their asses.
What I'm trying to say is all of these veterans paved the way for the younger
They really
generation
did,
of
and
Nollywood.
They do not get
so
there.
they don't get the accolades, and this is what really winds me up when someone who was born in, should I just say, probably took the year 2000, when someone who was born in year 2000 decides to get happy fingers. It's true though. Decides to get happy fingers and go on Instagram and finds an old film from like a good 20 years ago and post, oh Nollywood, you are killing me, oh Nollywood. So I'm like, please my friend, will you shut up your mouth?
At that point, do you know how revolutionary that was?
Thank you.
That's another thing I hate about social media and Nollywood, right? Is that it's very easy to mock Nollywood.
Of course.
On social media. All you have to do is just show one out of context. I mean, there's some stupidity in Nollywood.
No, but there are some stupidity in Nollywood. But we have to say, think of how far Nollywood has come.
It's true.
Think of how far. Think of how much they have suffered to make Nollywood what it is today.
I think that was our Nollywood story, and then YouTube came in after Buni Buni, YouTube, and then Iroko. Iroko came in when we were in college. Maybe
No, Iroko came in high school. Iroko, the actual Iroko
the
TV
actual
itself.
website.
actual
For those
website,
that don't know, because we're just calling Iroko and nobody knows what Iroko is, right? Iroko is it's kind of like the Nigerian Netflix but Iroko was kind of like, what Iroko did was revolutionary though.
Yeah.
Because they literally brought Nollywood to our
home.
doorsteps, to our home.
To your
like
homes.
I low-key feel like they don't get enough credit.
No, they don't get enough credit. I honestly feel like that as well, because they do try. So Iroko, I have to say, Iroko is part of my growing up.
Yeah, Iroko
Because
is definitely part of.
When there's a lot of people abroad, people in America, people in Germany, Canada,
and even
Australia,
in other African countries.
in other African countries that are not able, they're not fortunate enough to watch movies that we were privileged enough to watch in Nigeria or coming from Nigeria. When Iroko came out, Iroko got rid of all of that.
Yeah, Iroko was
and
revolutionary.
what they did, which was very good, was they made a YouTube channel and made it free.
The status that Nollywood enjoys right now, I low-key believe that it was down to
Iroko TV
and that YouTube channel.
100%. It was down to Bunny Bunny firstly and Iroko. I low-key feel like Bunny Bunny somehow inspired Iroko.
Yeah.
I low-key feel like that. Jason Onjeko, who owns Iroko, wouldn't it be surprising if he actually had a share in Bunny Bunny?
That would be clever.
It would be very clever.
And
so what did you grow up watching, Marianne?
we watched everything that was there. My grandmother liked the Gengeshos one.
The Gengeshas
The
one.
Gengeshos one.
Izakaba!
Isakaba scared the pants off me, because can you remember there was this scene where they beheaded somebody?
Someone, yeah. But that effect at that point in time,
That was on
blew
point.
my
That was on point.
mind.
You
You know what we should do? We should rewatch Isakaba.
Yeah, we should rewatch Isakaba.
And see if we'll be
Isakaba
tripped
1, 2, 3,
6, I
4,
swear.
5, 6.
Isakaba. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember how the song
I don't
goes.
know.
But yeah.
I wasn't supposed to watch that.
Well, you know, I watched it.
To explore Nollywood, we must
Yeah.
also explore the common stories, the common
Of
tropes
course.
in it. Of course, Hollywood has their, but you know they have their usual
Of course,
stories
they have their usual
and
story.
the things that you
They
expect.
have their sickening love story that doesn't exist in real life.
Ugh. Wait, you're telling
Cheesy
me
ass
that
love
Nollywood
story.
films are realistic too?
No, but in terms of Nollywood love story, it is more realistic
Yeah, a
than
little bit.
Hollywood. Hollywood sells you dreams.
Yeka, when
after-
have you ever played with your man on the beach?
Please, where's the beach? As a Nigerian as I am, I don't want no mommy water to come and start playing
Drag
with
your
me. I'm
husband.
telling you, it's okay. I respect myself.
You must go to the beach. You must feed each other ice cream.
I'm telling you.
Oh my god, old school. But that's old school Nollywood.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have made a demarcation between old school Nollywood and new school. But you know what? No, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're just talking about the common stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one common story: rich man, prince, billionaire son
Yeah.
falls in love with poor girl.
Yep.
Can you remember that one? Have you watched that one with Ramsey Noah and I want to say Regina Asker, but it probably wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
When Regina Asker was the house girl, but she could sing, and Ramsey Noah was
It's
a music
not Regina
producer.
It's not Regina Asker. It's someone else. I've seen that.
Yeah,
film.
that film.
Yeah.
So there are countless. If you go to YouTube right now, all you have to search is Prince falls in love with maid, Nigerian movies.
Yeah.
And then you can be there for ages because it will give you like 10,000 results.
Yeah.
So that's one. But I find that that's really common in a variety of
That's common in
everywhere,
films from different
everywhere.
countries. Yeah.
In Bollywood, in Nollywood, even in Hollywood.
But the saddest part is that's not realistic
No,
because rich people.
no,
tend to
you
marry
cannot come and
rich
spoil my
people.
market. I'm waiting for a rich man to marry. Thank you.
A rich man is going to. You're going to marry
Yeah,
a rich
but
man
I'm
in
not a maid.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. You're not a maid. You're a high class
Yeah.
babe.
So that no rich man will marry me.
No, rich
I
man
have to
will
be a
still
maid
marry-
first.
No. Please don't go and suffer
God
yourself.
forbid.
But with I beg God forbid. No, but honestly, they sell your dreams. Growing up, you're thinking, okay, yeah, I'll find this rich, handsome man
Yeah.
to marry. But in reality, my dear, that's all I
Hashtag
can
men
do.
are scum.
I'm telling you.
Men are not scum.
Yes,
I'm
we
sure
love
they're
you
perfectly
guys.
fine human beings.
Yeah.
So there's that one.
Mm-hmm.
There's of course the Tony Umes.
Yes.
Always
Mr.
Tony Umes.
Tony
Mr. Tony. Oh my god,
In
Mr.
my
Love
house-
Potion.
My household, we named it. It's a Yoruba word. It says it goes. Well, we call it kunle fobiri.
Oh.
It means in every film he acts, he's always kneeling down for a lady.
He is.
He's always
Darling.
forever.
And it's almost always
Darling.
superior.
Yeah, darling. That's how he says darling.
Oh,
I'm
I love
I'm
that
so
man.
sorry, darling. I'm so sorry.
With him, it's either he marries a girl,
Yeah.
and then because he's a mumu, they will either jazz him.
Did you? I think it must have been Sharon Stone. I don't know. I'm probably mixing my films. Did you ever watch the film where they use period blood to cook pepper soup? Yep. It's always the
You
one.
know, that's another common story.
Yeah.
Juju.
We call it F4 in
Efo?
Yoruba land. Vegetables. So if they go to you, oh, she's cooked vegetable for you, it means she's jazzed you.
Is it like that one when she has wash put?
No, it's not necessarily like that. It's just a slang to say that someone has jazzed you. Yeah.
So there's the wicked mother-in-law storyline, played always by Patience Uzoko.
Yes, and either Rachel Oniga.
Rachel Oniga
Or Shola
and
Shobowale.
Shola Shobowale is the sophisticated kind of mother-in-law.
She's the sophisticated kind of mother-in-law,
But
but still the
you
crazy
hate her.
local
I
mother-in-law.
don't know who Chris passed, but I don't want any of them as my mother-in-law.
Oh my god, hell no. I feel like they're all actually, I want to film with all three of them. All three of them as mother-in-laws. Think of how banging that film would be.
That would bad. And so there's wicked mother-in-law storyline. I don't think you get that one as much anymore.
No, they don't make that as much anymore because you see, with Nollywood, it's all about what's happening in the minute.
Yeah, it's true, but everything follows trend.
Everything does follow trend, but they've rinsed out. And for those of you who doesn't know what rinsed out is, it's like a slang to say they've overdone something. So they've rinsed out the wicked mother-in-law's.
They have done
storyline. They've rinsed it out. I can guarantee you, and that's the same thing with love romantic films. They've rinsed that out.
Yeah, that's
it
why.
Goes through a trend. So there's a particular year that every single film that came out that year was love, love, love. What's that film with Ramsey Noah and Genevieve where one of them died? I remember them in a forest. True Love, Love Something. It was the first film that started this whole love trend.
That must have been ages ago,
Was
man.
it called True Love? I think it's called True Love.
You guys save the trend talk for a different video.
Okay, carry on.
My God. Everything is saved for a different video.
telling you.
But the thing is that Nollywood is so deep that you just want to keep talking about it.
Yeah. There's so many corners, there's so many nooks and crannies.
You can talk about the trends. Is it this thing trend? You want to talk about the types of love stories? Do you want to talk about the types of actors?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the generation? It's just so many. There's the wicked mother-in-law storyline played always by Patience Uzoko.
Yes, and either Rachel Oniga
or
Shola
and
Shobowale.
Shola Shobowale is the sophisticated kind of mother-in-law.
She's the sophisticated kind of mother-in-law,
But
but still the
you
crazy
hate her.
local
I
mother-in-law.
don't know who Chris passed, but I don't want any of them as my mother-in-law.
Oh my God, hell no. I feel like they're all actually, I want to film with all three of them. All three of them as mother-in-laws. Think of how banging that film would be.
That would bad. And so there's wicked mother-in-law storyline. I don't think you get that one as much anymore.
No, they don't make that as much anymore because you see, with Nollywood, it's all about what's happening in the minute.
Yeah, it's true, but everything follows trend.
Everything does follow trend, but they've rinsed out. And for those of you who doesn't know what rinsed out is, it's like a slang to say they've overdone something. So they've rinsed out the wicked mother-in-law's.
They have done
storyline. They've rinsed it out. I can guarantee you, and that's the same thing with love romantic films. They've rinsed that out.
Yeah, that's
it
why.
Goes through a trend. So there's a particular year that every single film that came out that year was love, love, love. What's that film with Ramsey Noah and Genevieve where one of them died? I remember them in a forest. True Love, Love Something. It was the first film that started this whole love trend. I think it's called True Love.
You guys save the trend talk for a different video.
Okay, carry on.
My God. Everything is saved for a different video.
telling you.
But the thing is that Nollywood is so deep that you just want to keep talking about it.
Yeah. There's so many corners, there's so many nooks and crannies.
You can talk about the trends. Is it this thing trend? You want to talk about the types of love stories? Do you want to talk about the types of actors?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the generation? It's just so many. What other types of stories? The Juju Billionaires Club.
Oh my God.
Where they pounded the baby.
That film, they never made a part 2 to that film.
They shouldn't. I feel like
they never
should
made
stop.
a part 2 to that film. And that was, if I'm being brutally honest, that was one film I wanted to see how the part 2 would turn out.
Really?
Because they ended it on a hook. They ended it on a, what's that thing called when you end it? Cliffhanger, there we go. They ended it with a, wow, they ended it.
They ended it.
They ended it.
Yeah, H Factor's coming
my
out.
H Factor's coming
Finally.
out. That hardly ever comes out when that's coming out. Yeah. They ended it with a cliffhanger. And where they end, it was so interesting. And I said, look out for part 2. And they never ever made a part 2.
Yeah. But that Juju storyline will always reign in Nollywood.
Yeah.
It will always reign. Even if it has different incarnation. Whether it's Billionaires Club, they join cult, whether it's you sacrifice your mother's daughters, aunties, brothers, sisters, uncle, whatever. Whether that is that kind of sacrifice, whether it's you do rituals to do this, that will always reign. And that's like a really that is a solid trope in Nollywood. What other kind of stories are there?
The pregnancy stories.
The pregnancy stories?
Pregnancy stories. Where, she's a young girl, she falls pregnant. The very first time you know she's pregnant, she's vomiting.
I look, you love the stories.
Depends on how it's done.
I love all these stories.
Depends on how it's done.
I think sometimes our criticism comes from a place of love.
Of course.
Like, I would binge watch a Rich Prince falls in love with a maid story any day.
Oh my god.
Any
My
day.
favorite film from where Iniedo first came
What
out.
for? What apart?
World Apart. That film, if you haven't seen World Apart,
Please,
okay,
get your
I have
grab
to
your
say,
copy.
now. I have to say, yeah, I watched World Apart obviously when it first came out, and over the years
It was a phenomenon.
Yes, over the years I've gone onto YouTube, I've still watched it, and I can say World Apart is one of that film that it's a classic. It would
It's
never
a classic.
get.
It's a classic.
I would never find.
Oh,
I
we
would never
definitely
find
have
fault
to
with
do.
it.
We definitely have to do a video on a show,
Yeah.
whatever, about classics of Nollywood.
Of course, I would never find a fault with that film.
Okay, it's a bit long and boring,
No, it is long and boring,
but then
but it was for that time. That film blew my mind.
That film blew
It was
all
well
our
done.
minds.
That's one of my favorite films. I have to say, not necessarily all the parts, but that's one of my favorite films.
What this is it? The song? Is it the acting? You know
It
what?
was Iniedo,
I feel like-
Iniedo, and
Enyedo,
what's
I think
Iniedo's
that was her
mom's name in
first
the
role,
film?
right?
That's her first
She
ever
just
film.
brought it.
She brought her A game.
She brought it.
I
And
love
that is-
playing.
That's why she has remained so long in the industry.
Industry,
She
yeah.
brung it from the first
From
minute
the
she stepped her leg
minute,
inside the industry. She brung it.
Her mother. What was her mother's name? In the
I
film?
don't know.
I'm trying to remember her name. Lovely lady. She's like, she cries a lot.
Yeah, that could be Hilda Tokumbo.
Hilda
Oh,
Tokumbo.
that's another great veteran.
That's another amazing
Oh.
veteran. You know who I love, but I haven't been seeing a lot in Curious Savanas.
Then isn't she like she's in governor? She's in government.
Oh.
in somewhere in her
In
state.
Curious Savanas and Hilda Tokumbo were the perfect match.
When
Remember
they
Cry for Help? Cry for Help. Have you watched Cry for Help?
How can I not have watched
Cry for Help. Oh my god.
But that's another part. You know what I would call that? What I have often called it when I'm doing reviews and stuff. I call it suffering porn.
Suffering what?
Suffering porn. Basically,
PORN.
yeah. Basically, we're just watching people suffer.
That is true though.
Like that's a huge storyline.
But that was back then. Obviously, going through this trend, there was a trend where there was a demand for films like that. Remember Cry for Help? Cry for Help with Hilda Kubo and Nkiri Savanas.
Hilda
And
Kubo.
what was the name of the film with those three young girls?
Hmm?
3 siblings. One of them died.
Tears
It
in
became
Heaven.
Tears of Heaven or Tears,
Tears
in
in
Heaven.
Heaven.
Tears in Heaven. That film made me cry.
I cried.
Made me
In fact,
cry.
I'm low key. My eyes are low key a bit misty right
Wow,
now.
Marianne. Wow, wow.
Yeah. So that we definitely have a lot of suffering porn. Remember Little Angel?
Little Angel, the one with Ramsey Noah and the baby. No, it was Desmond Elliot, was it?
I haven't. It sounds like Desmond.
It was
Elliot.
either Desmond
The
Elliot or
one with
Ramsey
the
Noah.
girl. Yeah, I know, and she suffered. That's it.
And then I think Ramsey Noah adopted her, or
Yeah, I know someone adopted her
or
in the
it was
end.
Desmond Elliot.
Or
it was
that
of the
one
two.
where Genevieve, not she ran mad or something. I think Tony Mezzo's husband, I'm not sure, but they did charm on her and did charm on him, and she ran mad.
Oh, I don't remember this one.
That and then, but yeah, suffering porn is a big thing. That is such a big thing, and I don't know if they do it nowadays.
They don't do it nowadays, but
They
honestly,
should do it.
there's another one. I think it's called Sweet Mother or Dear Mother. Remember the film I'm talking about?
The mother one.
What's that film
I
called?
have no idea.
Where they basically they turned her children against her and told her children that she was a witch.
Yeah.
And then she was sick
And then suffering
yeah.
and suffering and suffering and suffering. Oh my god. Oh, cry for help. But yeah, there's that. What other common stories are there in Nollywood? No, these coming to like new Nollywood. There's a bit more.
My anger
Okay,
is about
bottle it.
to enter the room.
Bottle it.
Huh, Woza.
Bottle it. Stay
Woza.
Go to your happy place, baby.
I'm going to my happy place. Woza.
Save it. It's just we have our own feelings about new Nollywood.
Yeah.
And they are deep and they are intense.
Oh, they're very, trust me.
Yeah.
They're
But
hella-
they come from a place of love.
They do come from a place of love, I'd like to say, but they also come from a place of anger and frustration. And you should be grateful to your veterans that paved the way
I look
for
feel
you.
like no. We're getting off topic. Let's just not bring our anger into this.
Okay, my lips. That's it.